All right, thanks, guys. Penn State takes on the Hoosiers, and that's going to be a noon Eastern tip-off in Indiana. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned pick'em contest in this game with a total at 143.5. Now, we did see a 1-point fade of Indiana at home. We also saw movement downward on the total. The Hoosiers open as the 1-point favorite, and like I said earlier, down to a pick'em contest. Total open 144.5. Down to 143 and a hook. Now, if you like Indiana at home here, really can't blame you. They rank in the top 30 in defensive rebounding. They're averaging 78 points per contest. They're also 13-3 straight up on their home court. Trace Jackson Davis, 14 points a game, 8 rebounds for Indiana. Justin Smith, 11 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. And Devontae Green, 11 points a game, 3 rebounds for this Indiana squad. Now, one more thing to add about the Hoosiers. They're currently shooting 47.5% from the field on their home court. Now, the Nittany Lions on the other side, with their recent success, big target on their back. They're getting everybody's best game now. They failed to cover the point spread in 2 out of their last 4. They're also shooting just 69% from the stripe, and they're allowing 73 points per contest when they travel. This Penn State squad, believe it or not, they struggle in the defensive rebounding department. Now, 3 out of Indiana's last 4 games got over the number. They're also 10-6 of the over on their home court. I'm going to lean Indiana winning this one outright and the over 143.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's college basketball action. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that site, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We improved yesterday to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package plays. We're also 11-3 in our last 14 college basketball tier package plays. And the good news is this: we have a college basketball tier package play going off today. So good news there. We're looking to make it 12-3 in our last 15. Guys, we have over 1,100 members on that site. So if you're curious, you are not alone. We have a lot of great handicappers on that site. Now, of course, like I said earlier, we improved to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package plays because of yesterday. But due to the fact that the number 1 and number 2 ranked team in the country lost yesterday, my ticket certainly suffered a little bit. But we're looking to bounce back today, and I think we're going to get the job done because we got ourselves a really nice slate on the board. So anyway, if you want some more information about that site, link for that website is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Rutgers taking on the Badgers, 1 o'clock Wisconsin. That would be the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, the Badgers are 4.5, total 122. 1-point move toward Wisconsin, moving downward on the total. Badgers open 3.5, up to -4.5. Total open 122 and a hook, down to 122 even. Wisconsin, very good at home this year. 12-1 straight up on their home court. Winners of their last 3 straight games. 5-1 against the number in their last 6. The Badgers rank in the top 20 in points allowed on average per game. Top 3 in offensive free throw percentage at home. Don't foul them. Don't put them in the line because they will make you pay. Nate Roivers, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks for this Badgers squad. Kobe King, 10 points a game, 3 rebounds. And Demetric Price, 10 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Wisconsin. The Badgers are allowing just 61 points per contest on their home court. Their opponents are also shooting just 39% from the field in Madison. Now, Rutgers on the other side, losers of 8 out of their last 9 away from home. They've also won just 2 out of their last 6 at any location. They're averaging a measly 64 points per contest when traveling, and they're shooting just 40% from the field in that same category. Now, Wisconsin's 10-3 to the over on their home court, 6-2 to the over in their last 8 at any location. I like Wisconsin in this spot here. Give me the Badgers -4.5 and the over 122 in that contest. Next game, Shockers taking on the Bearcats. 1 o'clock, Cincinnati. The Bearcats are -4, total 135. Half a point move towards Cincy and movement upward on the total. The Bearcats open 3.5 up to -4. Total open 134.5 up to 135. Cincinnati's won 7 out of their last 9. They're also 11-2 straight up on their home court. They rank the top 40 in defensive field goal percentage at home. They're also allowing just 63 points per contest on their home court as well. Wichita State on the other side, just 30% against the spread in their last 10. They're also scoring just 64 points per contest when they travel. They're just 3-4 against the spread as the official road team. Now, 4 out of Cincinnati's last 5 games did get over the number. I like the Bearcats -4 and the over 135 in that contest. Next game, USF taking on UConn, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Huskies are 7.5, total at 122. Half a point move toward UConn, moving downward on the total. Huskies open 7, up to -7.5. Total open 123, down to 122. UConn pretty good at home this year, 11-3 straight up on their home court, 9-5 against the number in those 14 games. They rank the top 40 in home offensive rebounding. Meanwhile, defensively, they're holding their opponents to just 39% from the field in the friendly confines. Now, USF on the other side, the Bulls, losers of their last 3 straight. They've also gone just 3-7 straight up in their last 10. Now, South Florida really struggling away from home this year. Winners of just 3 out of 12 away games. They're also, averaging just 61 points per contest. Now, total-wise, USF 9-1 to the under in their last 10, 8-4 to the under away from home. Give me UConn -7.5 and the under 122 in that game. Next contest, St. John's taking on Seton Hall, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Pirates of Seton Hall are -10, total at 147.5. We saw a 1-point fade of Seton Hall and movement downward on the total. The Pirates open 11 down to -10, total open 148 down to 147 and a hook. Seton Hall 10-3 straight up at home, top 30 in defensive field goal percentage. Their opponents are shooting just 39% from the field when they play Seton Hall. Now, the Pirates are averaging 76 points per contest on their home court. Meanwhile, St. John's on the other side, losers of 7 out of their last 9 themselves. They're also just 1-5 straight up as the official road team. They're shooting 38% from the field when traveling, and they're allowing 78 points per contest in that same category. Now, 7 out of St. John's last 9 did stay under the total when they were away from home. Meanwhile, Seton Hall 8-5 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean Seton Hall -10 and the under 147.5 in that game. Next contest, Minnesota versus Northwestern, 3 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Gophers are 3.5 on the road, total at 132 and a hook. We saw a 1-point move toward Minnesota and movement upward on the total. The Gophers open 2.5 up to -3.5. Total open 131.5 up to 132 and a hook. Northwestern just 6-19 overall in the year, 4-9 straight up at home. Losers of their last 10-game losing streak. Couple more things to add about Northwestern. They've dropped 15 out of their last 16 straight up as well. They're averaging just 64 points per contest on their home court, and they're shooting just 39% from the field in that same category. Minnesota, on the other side, they are 5-4 against the spread as the official road team. Defensively, they're allowing just 65 points per contest and holding their opponents to just 40% from the field. Now, 7 out of Minnesota's last 8 did stay under the number. Meanwhile, Northwestern 10-3 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean Minnesota Golden Gophers -3.5 and the under 132 and a hook in that game. All right, big matchup here. We have Maryland versus Ohio State, 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Buckeyes are laying 2.5 points in this spot here, total at 132. And we did see a 0.5 point move toward the Buckeyes and movement upward on the total. Ohio State open as the 2-point favorite, up to -2.5. Total open 131, up to 132. Ohio State, very good at home this year, 13-2 straight up on their home court, 11-4 against the number in those 15 home games. They rank in the top 15 in the country in points allowed at home, top 15 in home defensive field goal percentage. They're allowing just 57 points per contest when they play at home. Now, Maryland, on the other side, they failed to cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 5. They've also dropped 4 out of their last 8 on the road. They're shooting just 31% from downtown, so really not a legit 3-point threat. At least they haven't been. So, I really won't look for them to heat up today. Meanwhile, offensively, they're shooting just 39% from the field when they travel. Now, Maryland is 60% to the under in their last 5. Ohio State, 10-5 to the under at home. I'm looking for a really, really physical game here today. Give me Ohio State minus 2.5 and the under 132 in that game. Next contest,